Hello, welcome to my video in the Serpent series. This video is part of a larger collaboration with other mythology YouTubers, so after you're done with this one, please check theirs out. Please don't leave me yet though. I'm lonely. I'm sorry if you can hear my air conditioning, but it's like 35 degrees Celsius here. I'm not turning that off. I will die. I'm from England. We don't do that. So anyway, my video is on Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent of Aztec mythology, or Kukulkan if you look at Mayan myth, and boy, is he a big boy in Mesoamerican mythology. So who was Quetzalcoatl? In Mesoamerica, the first stories of the feathered serpent date as far back as 2,000 to 2,500 years ago. However, the first proper mentions of Quetzalcoatl do not appear until the Aztec Empire takes shape. Though we have no idea of its original name, there are statues of the feathered serpent from the long-lost civilization of Teotihuacan. Even before this, there were feathered serpents represented by the Olmecs, though not necessarily as gods. With Teotihuacan being a trade hub, this is why we see such a great influence from Mayans of the Yucatan to the Aztecs and so on and so forth. And this is why we in fact have fewer records, as everyone knew exactly who you were talking about when you mentioned the name Quetzalcoatl. So to write about Quetzalcoatl would be similar to writing a book explaining what Father Christmas does to a fully grown Christian man. Everyone already knows. When he's mentioned, it's like a pop culture reference to something everyone would get. Who would do such a thing, right? Like, what, start a YouTube channel and just you make pop culture references all the time? Yeah, well, So what do we know then? We know that the Aztecs saw him as a god of winds and learning. They assigned him to Venus in the sky, whereas the Maya claimed he was a creator god associated with the wind, and other Maya cultures saw him as a monster to be feared. We also know that he was the son of Quetzalcoatl, the earth god, and some feathers, with his twin brother, Xolotl, a kind of eyeless devil dog tasked with defending the sun. He was one of the four Tezcalipocas, the western one associated with the colour white, and he is also the patron of knowledge and learning. Why snake for knowledge, I genuinely don't know, but that's what it is.
Oh, look at you! You a smart snake, huh?
The creation myth begins with the four Tezcalipocas trying to make things, but every time they do it, it falls into the sea, where the monstrous Quetzalcoatl, these names man, lives, a massive series of crocodile heads. Not to worry though, Quetzalcoatl and Tezcalipoca, the black Tezcalipoca, have a plan. They lure it to the surface and kill it, turning his body into the land. Now after this, Tezcalipoca becomes the first son, but Quetzalcoatl is quite jealous, and so knocks him out of the sky and becomes the second son. When the new humans become restless, they are turned into monkeys by Tezcalipoca and then blown off the earth by Quetzalcoatl. He then makes new humans. When it's the fourth son's turn, the humans that are made eventually, as per usual, die. So the Q-man is sick of making new humans, so he goes to the underworld and takes the bones of the dead. But as he comes back up, he trips. The snake. The snake trips. The snake. How? But he does. So the bones shatter and he puts them back together, and this is used to explain why people are different sized. So I guess I can thank Quetzalcoatl for being 6'3" then. So now we know the myths. How has Big Q influenced the world? Well, believe it or not, the Mormons actually believe that he is Jesus, but due to a drift over time, the details of the story have been lost over time. I mean, Christians, man, they'll tell you anything. Quetzalcoatl has had an impact on paleontology, which I find really interesting because, as you saw in my Thagomizer video, I'm a bit of a nerd for names and also dinosaurs. Although this time it's a pterosaur, so the largest pterosaur ever found has been named Quetzalcoatlus, after Quetzalcoatl. And before we get into the media section and pop culture, one more thing I want to mention is that Aero Mexico have a Boeing 797 painted to honour the Aztec god. Now, he has had his fair share of influence in pop culture too. In the 1982 movie Q, he played a sort of kaiju-like villain that attacked New York City. He's featured in many TV shows and games, such as Yu-Gi-Oh!, Beyblade, Final Fantasy, even Star Trek, and has had his own Animal Planet mockumentary made about him. So that was Quetzalcoatl. Thank you for watching and joining us today. As I said at the beginning of the video, this is part of a larger collaboration with other mythology YouTubers. If you've already come from one of those videos, maybe stick around and see what I've got to offer. Maybe hit subscribe. I don't know, you know, it's up to you. It's your decision. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but maybe it'd be cool if you did. And if you started here, check out the other videos in the playlist. They are really good channels, and the videos are all amazing. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell, like and join my socials, blah, 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 blah. They're in the description. Leave a comment telling me what you think and any suggestions, and I will see you later, babies.